What is up, guys? Welcome to this episode of the Wrestling Godfatherz Podcast. I almost messed that up again. I am very bad at this, people. Anyways, thank you for showing up. We hope you have a good time with us. But I know you. Before we start, I got a little bit of the mother's milk, and if you're old enough, let's put that in there. If you're old enough, feel free to partake with us. If you're not, I don't know, get some apple juice or something.
Yeah, drink responsibly.
Yeah, we're already home. We ain't driving nowhere.
Yeah,
I'm walking my ass over to that bed after this. Anyways,
you see the really fancy white chair that is in no way digitized. I'm gonna go sleep in that.
Yeah. You're gonna go sleep in the chair, you lazy motherfucker. Can't drive home. Can't drive home. Don't drive home drunk, people. Don't drive drunk. Anyways, I know that you have some stuff you want to talk about for AEW, so go for it.
Okay, great.
So wait. Don El Tree Tree? Try?
Yeah. El3. It's a reference to El3, which is the Mexican national team for soccer. So
gotcha.
Played one today, so pretty happy with that. Yeah, I know. Don't worry about it. But yeah, that's why we're doing L3. Hey, and we also scored 3 goals. So, anyways, enough soccer talk. That's a whole nother podcast. But all right, AEW Collision. So, look, I'm not trying to shit on AEW because
he really is.
AEW. I'm just like, why are you going to have a Saturday show that's not a premium live event or pay-per-view? I prefer to say pay-per-view, to be totally frank. So
that's because we're old.
Yeah, exactly.
We embrace our old crotchety old manness, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So, but why?
I worked hard for my white hairs.
So, like, I know, like, I have a feeling it's like, so Tony Khan and the powers that be pick Saturday night, a very hard night to get television ratings, especially in younger age demographics. When your key audience is 18 to 49, Saturday night is the night everyone's out and about trying to do things. All the social things are built, at least in this country, built for Saturday nights, right? I mean, clubs, bars, restaurants, dancing, outdoors. There's so much going on Saturday nights that it's hard to pull a rating unless you're an event that has built-in uber popularity. During the Attitude Era, Saturday nights, Shotgun Saturday Night, I guess, didn't last. So even then, Saturday night was sort of kind of off limits, and that was when the business was absolutely booming. Right now, there's not much programming on. Most live sports are in the off season outside of baseball. At least that would be running at Saturday night. And AEW Collision is not dominating. Their numbers are really low. Now, I know a lot of people said, oh, it was July 4th weekend. Yeah, well, July 4th was on a weekday. You know what I mean? So that gave people plenty of time to travel. Still, they could still be at home, but I don't know. I don't know how viable it is to have a third show, but this third show is supposed to be the CM Punk show, right? So it's all a bit confusing, and as to why you would do it. You bring Punk back, why banish him to Saturday night? Punk brings an audience, but Punk's not going to bring, the 800 to 900,000 that Dynamite brings all by himself, right? Mm-hmm. So put Punk back on Dynamite. Maybe Collision's a recap show, right? Change up the format, because their Friday show, Rampage, does the same numbers as Collision. So basically, very few diehards are watching Friday night and Saturday night, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's a bad look. And I was listening to another podcast, and I believe it was Strictly Business with Eric Bischoff, and he brought up a good point. He said, if right now they're barely averaging, or they have 450,000 somewhere in there, right, which is half of what Dynamite does. What's going to happen when college football starts? And that's big, because college football has a built-in audience. And the
That is
5 o'clock game on ABC, which is televised nationally, coast to coast, like Space Ghost, right? So basically everyone gets it, is always a top 10, two top 10 teams or top 25 teams, right? And then now with the way the contracts work, you're going to see more SEC teams in that time slot. So what happens when you have, I don't know, a matchup between, like, say, Georgia and Auburn, is just a hypothetical, right? Going up against AEW Collision, right?
Collision's gonna get his ass.
Collision's going to get its ass kicked. And then that splits the AEW audience, because
There has to be
college
some.
athletics is built for young audiences as well. I mean, one of the biggest supporters of AEW, Conrad Thompson, who runs that entire podcast network, right? Ad-free shows, right? Who I think is pretty fresh. I love listening to his podcast. He's a huge Alabama guy. So if you're telling me Collision's on at the same time as the Crimson Tide, I'm pretty sure he's going to
Roll
watch.
Tide, baby.
Yeah,
Roll Tide.
yeah. He's gonna watch Alabama and then watch the recording of Collision, right? I mean, that just makes sense. But what it does is it does a disservice to Collision, because if you get, if say you're on the third show, you're like, oh fuck, I'm on Collision. That means no one's gonna watch me, and that not even Punk can save you in that. And I like CM Punk.
I like CM Punk too.
But CM Punk's not like Jesus. He can't fabricate.
Depends on who you ask, because there are some fans who treat him like he's freaking Jesus. I am not on the like, CM Punk can do no wrong, but he doesn't seem to be. I mean, he doesn't
he can
seem
do wrong, but he's good in the
he
ring. He's good on the mic. He's
wrong.
not.
I haven't seen it. Like, most of his like controversies are just him giving his opinions and people overreacting.
Or not liking his opinion, right?
Or not like, but again, it's an opinion.
Of course.
But like, also, I just wanted to throw out there, you're not even factoring in the fact that there might be a little bit of fatigue, because right now the show is being carried to what it is by CM Punk.
Yeah.
But eventually, I mean, he's always going to be big in Chicago, and he's big right now because, we haven't seen him for a while. But what happens, a couple months down the line when we see him like every day? I mean, CM Punk's a great wrestler. He's a great personality, but you can't have he can't fight himself every day, every week,
Right. I mean, it was cool to see the match. It was a throwback match, Punk versus Samoa Joe. But you can only go to that well so many times, because we saw that at Ring of Honor. We've seen that at various levels. Now we've seen it on a Saturday night AEW Collision.
And we know that fans will turn on you if you start going to those same matches over and over. Like, you saw what they did to like Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar when like they just kept going back to that shit.
Yeah,
People don't want to see the same match over and over and over again.
Exactly.
Every week in, week out.
Yeah, and like Natalya, her last 3 matches on TV have been against Rhea Ripley, right? And they've spanned like 2 months. So hopefully they don't wrestle again for like a straight year. Not because I don't like them, but right now we've seen it. We've seen it 3 times, and the outcome hasn't really changed much. So let's put someone else in that spot. So my only suggestion for AEW would be, I would condense that Saturday show to be a recap, right? So if you miss something throughout the week, you get a nice recap. You get all the highlights, or maybe the best match from Dynamite and the best match from Rampage get featured. Obviously, all the major storylines get additional time to have people talk about it and try to stir up hype. And then you focus on Rampage on Friday nights and Dynamite on Wednesday nights. Like, I think carrying 3 shows when you don't have the audience for it is a bridge too far. Now you could say, oh, well, NXT doesn't do the numbers SmackDown or Raw does. True, but NXT
is a developmental thing that They basically just put fucking cameras in so they can like show it to you. Basically, you're learning who
who
the
they
next
right.
people are going to be.
But
Like,
check this out. NXT's ratings are better than both Rampage and Collision. In fact, the only weekly wrestling show that has higher ratings than NXT, the only ones are SmackDown, Raw, and Dynamite. But it's close. Dynamite is closer to NXT in viewership than it is with Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah.
So the WWE's third show, their developmental show, is just barely being beat out by
AEW's
WWE's
best
show, right? So that should tell you something that if you're going to run a third show, it needs to be completely different, and you really got to get off Saturday night. That's why if Saturday night becomes a review show, then you're not, you get 400,000. Well, you got all your major storylines over. You reshowed the best highlights of the week, hoping people tune in for Dynamite and Rampage, right? But making it, this is the CM Punk show, means you're basically telling your audience, hey, this is the place you're going to see him, but you have to sacrifice part of your Saturday night to do it. And yeah, maybe in July that's fine. But once you start going up against competition that has younger audience built in, because a lot of the AEW audience goes to universities, and football in this country is a behemoth.
It will be for a long time.
Yeah, it's a behemoth. So you're going to go up against some very stiff competition once football season starts. And then not to mention, come December, the NFL is going to have 2 weeks towards the end of the season where they're going to run on Saturdays, right? So if you're going to put Collision in a possible time slot against an NFL game, which might carry even more weight than a college football game, depending on who's playing, it's
I know. I mean,
you're asking for disaster.
If it's not a playoff contender, it might not matter. But
yeah.
I mean, I ain't getting out of bed for or I ain't going to be watching that game if it's I don't know, fucking New York and I don't know, Cleveland, something like that.
Right, but
you wouldn't put that on Saturday anyways.
No, but here's the other thing, because the NFL has such a close relationship with gambling and gambling associated sites, that's going to drive the casual viewer who may have money on the game towards that game as opposed to watching AEW, because I rather watch my investment or watch my investment leave my pocket than watch a show that's been relegated.
I want to know who to love or who to curse.
Yeah, exactly.
What player fucked me over or what player saved me? One of the two.
All right.
Anyways, I kind of want to go into let's see if I can share this screen. I understand. Window. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Let's see. Can you see it?
No.
Oh, I haven't. I haven't shared it yet. Well, share it on. Say, there we go.
There's the boy. There's
the man who is yoked out to the extreme.
He'd beat the shit out of me. I promise you that.
Let's be honest. He'd beat the shit out of both of us. Spit an apple in our faces.
Oh, yeah,
and we love every minute of it.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Most professional wrestlers will beat the dog shit out of me, so I'm not even gonna front. Most. I said most.
Yeah,
there's only one I don't think could beat me in a fight, and I won't name his name solely because then I would have to back it up, and I'm not 100% confident.
Name the name. Name the name. Put it out there, man. Put it out into the universe.
No, because then you will always talk about this human, and I don't want to. So.
Is it Logan Paul?
No, fuck no. Logan Paul could whoop my ass. He's ripped. He's athletic. I don't know why people trip so hard.
He's athletic. He could crush you with his wallet. I mean,
yeah, or Crypto Zoo. No, I like Logan Paul.
Did my man just did you just do an attack on Logan Paul? I love it. I love it. Do it again. Come on. Shit on Prime now. Shit on Prime now.
No. First of all, I like Logan Paul, but I also like CoffeeZilla, and I also like consumers not getting fucked over. So that's all I'm gonna say about that.
You can at least admit that he did fuck some people over.
I can admit that.
Yeah, yes. Okay, good. I'll take it. I'll take it. You guys don't know how much of a fucking of a win that is for me. He doesn't admit to shit. He's a dirty, rotten schemer. And getting that out of him is great. But anyways, let's talk about Carlito.
Let's talk about Carlito.
Some people may be wondering why Carlito, because there were a lot of rumors that after the Backlash, him showing up at Backlash, that he might be showing up in a more permanent sense in the WWE, as in getting a contract. There's been a lot of talk about it, and it was supposed to happen, I think, at the 7th SmackDown, the one on the 7th, but I think it was on the 7th, but it didn't happen because they, I think that was the one where they had the tribal council.
Yeah, the tribal council. Yeah.
The trial of fucking Roman Reigns or whatever. Yeah. Anyways, so from what I hear, like he's still gonna debut, but they thought that because he'd have to go up against that, it might take away from his thunder a bit. Now, personally, I think that Carlito's thunder wouldn't have been affected at all. Like Carlito's, to me, I understand that he got a little bit of a bigger pop in Puerto Rico because he's Puerto Rican, but I think that people really want to see Carlito. I think you get a plenty powerful pop, even if there's a bloodline story going on. It's not as. This is why I kind of equate it to like compare it to CM Punk. He got a huge pop in like Chicago, but he got much less of a pop in other places. Yeah, because it's from Chicago. I don't think that would happen with Carlito. I think Carlito is just, people want to see Carlito. I loved him back when he was on WWE. I still love him to this day. I want to see him spit apples into everybody's faces, especially Logan Paul.
I know he's cheering for Ricochet at the pay-per-view.
Dude, Carlito could wipe shit off of his ass, just rub it in Logan Paul's face, and you wouldn't see me with a bigger smile on my face if I like got married, had kids, nothing. That would be the happiest moment of my life, seeing Carlito shit on fucking Logan Paul's face. Yep. And if I end up having kids and you're watching this in the future, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, Dom Mystic, someone out there on the interwebs needs to clip what you said, but like cut it right at the exact moment, because you said seeing Carlito shit on Logan Paul. It makes it sound like a scat.
No, I said wipe shit on Logan Paul.
No, but the second time you didn't say wipe. So
okay.
So it makes it sound like a scat fetish.
Hey man, hey. I'd pay to see it. I'd pay to see anyone shit on Logan Paul's face. It's not sexual at all. I just think that Logan Paul needs to have shit on him.
Don't miss it. Don't miss its magic wand. Hard as a rock.
Now, what you don't know is that Don, whatever the fuck his name is this week, likes it. He loves golden shower videos. He really does. His greatest wish is that Carlito just whips it out and takes a piss right on him. Right on him.
Oh, yeah.
Just uses him as a fire hydrant, man.
Oh, yeah. Let's water sport it up. Anyway, Puerto Rico's an island surrounded by water. Just FYI. Anywho.
We're not the liquid we're talking about.
I think whenever if you're going to bring back, bringing back Carlito at a massive pop in Puerto Rico, and he's yoked looks a lot like I was like, damn, dude looks better now than he did back then.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I wouldn't bring a guy back just to do nothing with him, because then then what's the hell's the point, right? So
Yeah.
have a feud, have a storyline, have it run a few pay-per-views or PLEs or
Like, you know what I
whatever.
would love to see?
So
I
don't
think,
run him in on a random ass SmackDown for the sake of it. Bring him in with intention.
yeah, I wouldn't love to see him like maybe take the belt off of Austin Theory,
That'd be tight.
because why the fuck Austin Theory still has that belt is beyond me.
I know, right?
But he's on SmackDown, right? Austin Theory.
Yes.
I believe so, yeah. So, like, having take the belt off Austin Theory, Austin, for once, people, like, actually have emotions during an Austin Theory match. Won't be for Austin Theory, but at least people will be, like,
People
invested.
care. Yeah. Yeah. And by the way, all that could do is make Austin Theory grow. I'm telling you, his career has more years left
Oh, yeah,
than he
yeah.
has
I think he
completed.
could,
So
I think
he could be like
he's a
4 or 5.
well-built guy. He just
Yeah.
needs to learn to be better on the mic.
Yeah.
He needs to get a gimmick that he's behind, like, because I really don't think that he's behind. He doesn't seem to be that
Down.
interested. Yeah, he doesn't just. It seems like he doesn't care to me. And how can you expect me to care about his gimmick if he doesn't, or if I don't feel he does? But we're getting off the subject.
No,
Carlito's going to be great as long as he come back, as long as he isn't booked like dog shit, which is a real concern, especially if like Vince McMahon is anywhere near the red button or whatever you want to call it.
I know, right?
Oh my
But
god!
but what makes that good is the fact that they're not running him out on a random SmackDown. They're going to take their time, and I think that's good, because you don't want Carlito coming in at doing nothing and then just be like, oh yeah, every couple months he's in a Legends match and either gets put someone over or then it gets kind of like I don't know. There's a part of me that loves when legends come back, but there's also a part of me that's like, just go do the senior circuit, because you don't have a legit. They're not going to book you to go over. In fact, all they're going to do is try to humiliate you, and not because they hate the work you've done. They're trying to get someone else over who's got more years in. So, right, like Randy Orton when he was the legend killer. Randy Orton, I was like, I don't know. I found that gimmick. I was like, you're just. I don't know. They're putting you over at the expense of all these legends, but you're not getting the rub that you should be getting from these legends, because it's not competitive. Everyone, your moniker is the legend killer, and everyone knows they're pushing you, so you're going to go over. It's not like, you talk about Austin Theory and Carlito. You could have a situation where Carlito comes in, feuds with Austin Theory, takes a belt off him. And then Theory has to work to get that belt back, right?
Yeah.
And even though maybe in the long run Theory's going to get the belt back, but in those brief moments, now there's some rub. Now it's like, okay, you went toe-to-toe with Carlito for the U.S. title. You had to overcome some adversity, even if you are a heel, even if you're, positioned as a heel, because then you get the rub. But if you just come in and just beat up a legend and pin him in, 4 minutes on a small throwaway segment on Monday Night Raw, then you don't get rubbed for that. It's just like, that's just like, well, there's a reason why you don't book Jake Roberts currently, because his knees don't work.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a multitude of other things, and he needs to be healthy.
I do want to point this
for
out
himself, right?
I do want to point this out. While Austin Theory probably has a lot more years left in him than Carlito still has plenty of years left in him.
Yeah.
Look at this man. He is fucking yoked, dude.
Oh, yeah. And I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm just saying
I know you're not. I just wanted to express it to the people who might take it the wrong way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you want to get a legend rub, to get say to get a quality win over Carlito. Carlito has to be a viable force to win that match, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what makes so many of the great all-time matches is the possibility that both men could win, right? I've seen matches between Triple H and The Undertaker, and where people are like, well, shit, Undertaker's probably going to win this, probably, but then Triple H goes over so many times that people are like, oh my God, who could, both men have a legit chance of winning this.
You know
That's
what?
what makes matches like that so
Yeah,
good, because
you know what ones I love to point at, the Undertaker Triple H or not Triple H Undertaker HBK matches at WrestleMania, because even though you were like, oh, it's probably not going to happen because I mean Undertaker's got the streak, they're going to protect that.
Right.
The matches themselves were so good, you're like, they had you thinking, well, maybe,
Well,
maybe.
Right, maybe. In fact, the only thing I'd have done if I were WWE for the Shawn Michaels and Undertaker match, the retirement versus streak match, so that would be the rematch. I believe 26 WrestleMania 26, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but the only thing I'd have done differently is because the dirt sheets all are like, Shawn's supposed to be retiring, so Undertaker's for sure going over. I would have ran a local advertisement for whatever house shows they had coming up after WrestleMania, and I would advertise on the poster, on the bill, on the card, right, Shawn Michaels in the main event, and maybe even include a promotional, they put out like, oh, this is our 24/7 live wire, or what's it called now? It's called the Showdown Super Show, whatever it's called now, right?
I think it's Super Show.
Right. Right. But you put out, here's the upcoming dates, but you insert a picture of Shawn Michaels. So you basically are baiting all the dirt sheet sites to be like, wait a minute, they're advertising Shawn Michaels a month from now. How can he retire if they're advertising him as being part of the show, right? Because then you're like, are they ending the streak? And there's no giveaway of which way they're going.
Yeah,
I would have done
you
it
might
that way.
you might even say, oh, okay, well, if they're booking him a month afterwards, it's almost guaranteed that he's gonna win because otherwise he wouldn't be there. So
Exactly.
Not only are you like making it seem like it's a little bit less obvious who's going to win.
Exactly.
You're actually making it seem like, oh, he's actually going to win. So they'll start publishing the wrong shit, and then the shock is even bigger.
But that's exactly what we're talking about, is because both Undertaker and Shawn Michaels had a legit chance of winning those matches. So if you're bringing in Carlito, he has to have a legit chance of winning those matches. Otherwise, putting someone over isn't going to give them any juice, right? If you truly believe like, hey, wait a minute, this guy might have a chance to win, instantly the match gets better. Then this guy
what I would do is kind of like what they're doing with Cody Rhodes in a multi-match type of thing, but instead of doing 3, do 2. First one, Austin Theory wins in like a bullshit sort of way. Second one, Carlito takes like the belt, have him go on a little bit of a run. And then you have to have Austin Theory go on some kind of a like redemption, redemption type of thing, and then have him get off of him, and maybe like 6 months down the line, when there have been a couple like pay-per-views in between, and have him go on a streak or something like that.
Yeah,
but
just something. Yeah, if you do in that way, he could get okay, then now Austin Theory's matches against Carlito mean something. They mean something even more. But I'm not saying, and we're not saying everybody that's how they're going to book Carlito and Austin Theory. We're just speculating as to
we're just saying how
we could bring
We're
him
just saying
back
that
with some flair, right?
you need to book Carlito right if you're going to bring
Right.
him back.
Basically, he can't walk in and be giving up pins like candy. Otherwise,
Yeah.
that does nothing for anybody.
If anything, he should be like there should be at least 10 wins before he even gets beat. And
Yeah.
even if you have to throw some jobbers at him, that's fine.
Yeah.
But like but there also has to be some like quality wins in there. And maybe like a non-title match
Right.
against like Austin Theory or maybe Gunther even.
Because of Carlito's size, I think he could probably have a great match with Gunther. You know what I mean?
Well, I think a lot of people could have a great match with Gunther. Gunther is a great wrestler.
Yeah, I'm not saying, but I'm just saying, like, but if you look at the sheer size of Gunther, right?
Yeah.
Like, I thought, and we said this last week or the week before that, I really liked the Riddle Gunther match. It showed a different side of Riddle, right? And I really liked it, but I also really liked how it ended. But also, I under no circumstances thought if they're going to be doing a very physical kind of strong style match, Riddle's not going to win that. Not because Riddle can't, because Riddle's a real life MMA fighter before he became a wrestler, but because it's not in the character, it's not in the bro character that he's built. It's, just like Stone Cold wasn't going to do a triple moonsault off top of the Hell in a Cell.
Although that would have been hilarious, they do a little photo in the middle of it of him chugging beer while he's doing it.
Yeah, but you get the point.
It wasn't going to happen, and that if anything was going to fuck up his neck even worse, doing that would probably do it. Anyway, so yeah, that's all we really got to say about that. Next up, let's see if I can share again because I'm lazy and I didn't have this stuff planned out.
No, Don Missick, you blame our producer, Rich Boy Briar Wellington. Rich Boy.
What people don't know is that is my alter ego without the mask. Anyway, I wish I was a rich boy. I wouldn't be here, motherfucker. Yes, I would. Yes, I would.
Touche.
If it makes you feel any better, I'm gonna be checking my my lotto numbers at the end of this podcast, and if you see me going batshit insane, it's because this podcast is about to get better in quality. Anyways, moving on. Bray Wyatt.
Hey, Bray Wyatt.
We do not have to stay on this very long because there's not a lot of information out. It's just, unfortunately, it's going to take a little bit longer for him to show up. People have been wondering when he's going to show up. It sounds like whatever he's dealing with is taking a little bit longer. I mean, that's okay. We want him to come back 100%. I mean, at least I do. I'm sure you do as well. I love this guy. I did want to speak a little bit on what was the Undertaker, Mark Calloway, said about Bray Wyatt, and that he thinks that when they bring back Bray, that he should drop the Fiend stuff and go back to the Wyatt family gimmick.
Yeah, I agree completely with the Undertaker on that action. I mean, look, the Fiend had that stupid ass 7-Up Midnight Madness match against LA Knight, where Uncle Howdy, who's just some.
First off, it was Mountain Dew, and it was just black lights. I mean,
what I say? Didn't I say Mountain Dew?
No, you said 7-Up.
Oh, 7-Up Mountain Man.
Dude.
Yeah. Well,
who the hell still drinks 7-Up?
That was a Mountain Dew Midnight Madness fucking, sparkly, dim fluorescent match.
And little then, beads for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, and Uncle Howdy jumped off a structure, but Uncle Howdy looks like a child molester. No offense. No offense. WWE, whoever's wearing the Howdy mask literally
looks like Bo Dallas.
Yeah, poor Bo Dallas. He looks like a pedophile in the goddamn thing. Take off the weird, ugly mask. And it's not like that, creepy weird, like that's kind of creepy, kind of cool weird. No, it's just creepy, like that guy's that mask wants that guy in the mask to do some diddling. Like it's pretty
Yeah,
gross.
but I
Plus,
do,
they landed on crash pads and he missed by like 10 miles. So it
dude.
looked fake as fuck, and it
Oh
was
yeah.
dumb. But that's because they sort of booked themselves in a corner here because Bray Wyatt has to do all these supernatural kind of quirky dingus things. Like,
Well,
look, no
here's the
one.
thing. If you go back to the Wyatt family thing, you can kind of like go. You can like lay off the supernatural shit, and you can kind of go to like just a creepy ass family out in the woods. That's creepy enough, man.
Yeah,
And
or just
that's what the
but
Wyatt
that
family was.
exactly. But that Bray Wyatt, that version of Bray Wyatt, you could book him in almost any scenario because he's can go into any scenario.
Yeah,
This new Fiend version, you can't because what he wrestles in Hell in the Cells, catches on fire. Like, what the fuck?
yeah.
Like, I don't know. I
I
don't
am
want to
really
have
tired
a
of seeing him in gimmick matches, and they
yeah.
did that when he was in the Wyatt family as well. What was it, the Sister Annabelle match? Which
Abigail.
whatever, I don't care.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
you
Just
know,
stop with this fucking
and to be
Mountain
honest,
Dew Midnight
bring
Madness
back
pro
Strowman.
wrestling.
Obviously, we can't have um God, I'm blanking on his name now. The dude who passed away.
When?
What?
No, when?
No, the other dude in the Wyatt family. He went to AEW, but he passed away.
Oh yes. Oh my god, I'm just forgetting.
Well, I don't feel as bad anymore.
God, my brain cells are dying.
I've literally been
Brody
drinking
Lee.
alcohol. Oh yes, Brody Lee. Obviously he can't be part of
R.I.P.
it anymore. Yeah,
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Brody.
dude. Even though we forgot your name, we're sorry about that, dude. Rest in peace.
Yeah, our bad.
But yeah, they need to bring somebody else in. But you can still have Strowman in there. I mean, Strowman ain't doing much anyways. So
Oh, yeah, he's injured. He's out. He broke his neck. He's out for a few months, like a lot of.
well, yeah, but like I said, Bray Wyatt's not coming back either for a while. So
No, that's true.
So I mean, have Bray Wyatt come back, then you have Strowman come back and be part of his family, and then maybe you add in Alexa Bliss when she can come back, and I don't know, one other dude.
Or just have Bray Wyatt go back to that gimmick, and
Yeah,
before you surround him with family members, it's just that version of Bray Wyatt, because that version of Bray Wyatt could wrestle anybody for any reason. The Fiend can
and for
only
the love of
wrestle.
God, stop the gimmick matches with him. Just let him wrestle. Let him do his thing, and give him the fucking mic, because that is where he excels.
Exactly.
I mean,
he doesn't need to be doing. Yeah, he doesn't need to be doing fucking, neon Skittles, glow in the dark, funhouse bullshit. Turn on the lights. Stick
there
him in the ring.
There was one person who apparently they were thinking about making all the the Funhouse, Firefly Funhouse puppets, like have like people like representing each one of those things and have them come out to the ring. And I'm like, God damn it, I don't know. Annoy me apparently. But yeah, so anyways, the point is, unfortunately we aren't going to see Bray for a little while, or at least that's the rumor going around.
Look, wrestling fans need to know, look, if Bray Wyatt's not healthy enough to compete, then he shouldn't be competing. He's doing the right thing for his health. Needs to be because I don't know how many people need to hear this, but if you're not on top of your shit, right, for your health,
you're gonna get hurt.
You're gonna get hurt,
and it's not just gonna be something you can come back from. You gotta remember, people die in the ring. People have died in the ring. We don't want that to happen. We want to limit injuries, and one of the main ways to do that is to make sure people are 100%, and not just physically, mentally as well.
Yeah, mentally, physically. Yeah, if he's not ready to come back, he shouldn't.
No, he shouldn't.
That being said, That being said, if and when Bray does come back, hopefully he comes back with a gimmick that allows him to be utilized in more stories than specialty gimmick matches.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna root for him either way. I'm
Well, I'm not saying not to
full-fledged Bray
root or
Wyatt
cheer for
fangirl.
him.
I'm
Yeah.
a fangirl.
No, I know that, but I'm not saying don't root
Don't
or cheer.
misgender me. I am a fangirl when it comes to Bray Wyatt.
No one's misgendering you when it comes to Bray Wyatt. I'm just saying, the gimmick matches every once in a while are cool, but if every week you have to have some sort of fucking neon midnight madness bullshit, then
I love how it's changing every fucking time you say it. Anyway, so let's just move on from that. I mean, I think we got across what we were trying to say. Anyways, moving
no
on.
neon midnight fucking madness bullshit.
Yeah. For anybody, by the way, we're not just talking Bray Wyatt. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, you won't catch me fighting someone in some neon midnight fucking Uncle Howdy.
Unless he's in the gay bar, then he's fighting for his life.
No, well, not true.
Or his chastity, at least.
What is chastity if not an obstacle?
I like how you said, like, I'm not gonna fight that hurt ass.
Not anymore. Maybe when I was younger and dumb, I would have. But now that I'm older and have a lot
this
more
is a very disturbing conversation we're having right now. All right, next up. Oh wait, not next up. I did not do the right one. There we go. There's the right one. Edge.
Edge.
Edge. He has come out on social media.
Congratulations, Edge. I always knew it. I always fucking knew it.
Not that coming out, you sick-minded bastard. No one. You got excited there, didn't you?
It's called "Come Out, Not Coming Out." You're coming out. Oh, shit.
He has stated on social media. He put out a video stating that he views the retirement as something that might be coming in the near future. He has said that he feels that his way of that he would want to go out is by recapturing the not recapturing it because technically is a new belt, but getting the World Heavyweight Championship. Now I think this would be a great way for him to go out. I know you have some things to say about that, but before we do that, I just want to say that he was smart to say the World Heavyweight Championship because there's no way they're taking the Universal belt off of Roman Reigns anytime soon. Not until Cody Rhodes takes it off of him. But you can go ahead. I know you have a little bit of a
different opinion.
Yeah.
Look, first, yes, you're right. Something like that. Not really too different of an opinion. And by the way, Edge is basically saying, "Hey, he's trying to call a shot. We'll see if it works or not." Right. But my thought is, every wrestler's last match, you got to put someone over, right? You kind of got to do the honors, as they say. And I harken back to, like you look at Shawn Michaels' last match, I'm discounting the Money in the Bank Saudi Arabia thing years down the line. So his last match during being an actual in-ring performer, not just exhibitioning moves like at that Saudi event. Shawn Michaels put over the Undertaker. Now you might be saying, well, Undertaker's already super popular, so it's not like he's putting over a young guy. No, but by putting over the Undertaker in the way in which he did it, he's killing the Heartbreak Kid, right? He's tried so many things. He's super kicked them all over the place. Shawn kicks out of a tombstone. Then he's just like, fuck it, I'm done. Like, I'm out. I got no more fighting left in me. Just finish me, right? But so to me, I was like, oh, what a great way to go out in the wrestling business, because you either put someone over, and in this case, not really, but what you do is you give that, like the Undertaker, the opportunity to kill off the Heartbreak Kid, so to speak, and then put it to rest. So give Edge the belt, like you said, that'd be cool, but then have whoever he takes it from, whether it be Seth Rollins or whomever cashes in on Seth Rollins, whatever, Damian Priest. Give Edge the title, but then let that last match be Edge losing the title, but have him do everything in his power. Have him edge out, right? Like have him hit the executioner, hit every marquee spear, every marquee signature move, and still can't put this guy away. And have Edge go down fighting, as opposed to, oh, we put the belt on Edge and he retired the next day. So tournament, that's to me
No. See, I'm the same way, and like in that respective, because I see this happening. Because you got to remember, he said he thinks his retirement is near. He doesn't say it's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true.
So what I'm thinking is maybe say Crown Jewelish. He maybe beat Seth Rollins or whoever has the belt at the time,
Right.
and he has a decent run all the way through to, I'm thinking, WrestleMania.
Yeah, it could be.
And then you have an up and comer like maybe a Gunther.
That would be cool.
And then that's it. He puts everything he has into it. Because here's the thing: if you can end the career of a guy like Edge, get the belt. But here's the thing: the only thing with Gunther is because I do want him to have that kind of like passing the torch moment, almost,
right?
Like where he shakes the guy's hand and he's like,
"Yeah,
I lost, but I gave it everything I had." And then if you do it on WrestleMania, we have the Raw after WrestleMania, and that's where he retires.
Exactly.
Then you have like great fucking ratings for that Raw because everyone's going to tune in for the retirement of Edge.
Exactly. And you make Edge look like $1 million, and whoever goes over Edge looks like $1 million because it was legitimate. Both wrestlers had a chance to win that thing, right? You don't want it to be a scenario where Edge is just like, oh, I beat the fucking, I don't know, I beat Street Profits, right? And I got my chalice back. That's like, what? Like, just, how about just getting your chalice back and leaving out those details, right? So like, yeah, I don't know why I'm talking about chalices and Edge, but give Edge
somebody's
chalice.
tired. Somebody's really
tired.
Am
because what I'm thinking of is if Edge is going out, give Edge shine. Obviously, he deserves it, but also give the person that goes over against him, make it a legitimate, like, passing the torch moment, which I like. Sometimes it's like you never know what your last match is until you have it, and you think of Stone Cold Steve Austin, right? Up until he wrestled Kevin Owens 2 years ago, his last match was like in WrestleMania in like 2022 or 2002, right? And he loses to The Rock, and he just walks down the aisle, looks at people, and walks off. Now, I'm not saying he shouldn't have retired, but I'm saying if you want to give some back to the business, let somebody get that shine, right? And he lost to The Rock, right?
Yeah.
So The Rock, you could argue, got that shine. But I argue the stakes were never so high because the audience didn't know that he was planning on retiring the next night. If the audience would have known that, hey, Stone Cold might retire the next night, now it's like you're hanging on pins and needles, hoping he can win, hoping he goes out on top, right? Kind of like what you could do with Edge, just like you put the strap on Edge, get him some quality wins, and then you're like, damn, he fought all the way to the end, just couldn't get it done, handshake in the middle of the ring, then that other guy clears out and let Edge just absorb that moment. I think that would be cool if I could book it.
Yeah, I think that would be cool as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think we pretty much got what we needed from that.
Yes, we did. And we got chalices worked.
Yeah, I'm not sure we needed that, but whatever. So our last little bit of goodness here. The second I can actually get it up.
God.
That did not sound right. That did not sound right at all.
Someone needs to clip it right there. Our Las Vegas.
Do not clip that. You are not allowed to clip that, people.
Clip
Anyways,
it.
let me
Clip
so
it good.
there is there is a possibility that the full card for SummerSlam has
SummerSlam
been
is leaked.
revealed. Now, personally, I don't think this is true because there are some like
Omissions.
let's say questionable choice. Oh wait, I went too far. What questionable choices on here? So here's the card. First one is Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso for the undisputed belt. Totally agree with that. That's
Totally
going to
agree.
happen.
Yeah,
I don't care if it's been booked yet. It's going to happen. Brock
seems like
Lesnar
it.
versus Cody Rhodes going to happen. This is the first
Yes.
bit of information though that where I'm like, this doesn't sound right. Rumored to be a bull rope match. Bullshit. There's no way WWE is gonna okay that.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing: most of this stuff I can definitely see. Gunther versus Drew McIntyre for Intercontinental Championship. Sure.
I see that.
Yeah, definitely. Trish Stratus versus Becky Lynch. Number 2, could see that. Asuka versus Charlotte Flair versus Bianca Belair. Definitely see that as well.
I see that, but I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I see it. Yeah.
I can see it. Like, I'm just trying to say that most of this stuff at least seems plausible. Rhea Ripley versus women's tag team champion Raquel Rodriguez.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Well,
Ronda Rousey
they're already setting up something to that extent.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler.
I could see that.
I can see that. Logan Paul versus Ricochet. Here's why I don't necessarily think this is at least 100% accurate. One is, yes, the bull rope match. No, I would bet my life savings that it's not going to be a bull rope match.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
And by the way, when have you ever seen a good bull rope match? It doesn't happen. Like, they're not that great of a match.
Yeah, few and far between.
Yeah, but the second one is, where the fuck is Sami Zayn and KO? They're going to be at SummerSlam.
Yeah, they are.
I think Triple H is pretty much somebody asked him or maybe tweeted or something like that, are Sami Zayn and KO going to be at SummerSlam? And he replied 100%. So
yeah.
I mean,
I think I think your tag team champions have a spot on the card.
Yeah,
I definitely think that.
They don't have to be on every pay-per-view, but it's fucking SummerSlam.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
In fact, I almost think that
to me now again, I agree with most of this stuff, but like there's probably going to be 1 or 2 matches where you're just like, maybe that's not true. You could probably take out the Becky Lynch Trish Stratus match. Or
the women's match first. What a player!
Well, no, because you still got the Ronda Rousey Shayna Baszler match. You still got the Rhea Ripley. You got 3 other women's matches. I mean, you're good. You get the women's division is proudly represented, but like, I mean, you're not going to cut Logan Paul versus Ricochet because that's been building up.
Yeah.
You're not going to cut Gunther and Drew McIntyre because they've been building that up as well.
I think McIntyre might go over on that one, to be fair.
I wouldn't mind that because that means Gunther would be probably booked into. They'd start to push him into the main event
scene. Yeah.
Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes going to happen. Not bull rope match, but it's going to happen. Yeah. Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso is going to happen. So most of the stuff I do agree with, but you can maybe take out the Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch, and then just throw in a tag team match. Who they fight, I don't give a shit. I just want KO and Sami Zayn to be there.
They should wrestle. KO and Sami Zayn should wrestle Dominic Mysterio and Finn Balor.
I mean, I wouldn't mind it.
That was how ended, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it.
The 3-way tornado tag or some shit. My mind is blanking, but I do know. No, it was Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn versus the Judgment Day.
Right. Yeah. That one happened.
It happened on
my freaking head is, dude, we're both tired as fuck. But yeah, the point is, like, I do think that there are definitely some matches that are going to happen here that are on here, but like there are some discrepancies where I'm thinking this isn't like if this was a legitimate leak, then I don't think it's final draft. Let's put it that way.
No, agreed. There could be more to this puzzle.
Yes. Anyways, so that's all. That's all I wanted to throw out there. We had fun doing this with you guys. We hope to see you next time, and peace out.
Deuces.